So overall, my opinion of the Demoray manipulation, the Demoray split is what I call it, but they call it the Demoray manipulation, is... Hey bug farmers, welcome to Bug Farmer Beekeeping, where we dive into the world of apiculture, beekeeping, and bees every week. This is the place to share laughs, explore bees, and learn together, all without taking ourselves too seriously. To join our buzzing community, it's easy and it's free. Just hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, and let's cultivate beekeeping knowledge and fun together. Now, let's get into the bees. Hi, and welcome back to the channel today. Well, today it's the 1980s. We're celebrating. I'm not really. I didn't watch Footloose or anything. It's 93 degrees outside, 99% humidity. It's going to get up to like 101 to 103. It's only 10:30 in the morning right now, and it's just miserable outside. But I said we were going to go through the BeeBarns, and we are going to go through the BeeBarns today. That is the goal, that is the plan, that is the mission. I've not been through the brood chambers of these 6 BeeBarns since March, April maybe. I mean, it was the neglected bee yard, but these are the neglected BeeBarns, and it's a hot day to be doing it. I've got a bunch of bees on the bee bath over there, taking water back and forth to their hives. They're trying to stay cool, and I just don't think there's any way around it. It's going to be a hot day, and the bees are not going to be happy, but we're going to do what we can and just make sure that everything is a-okay in the bottoms of these BeeBarns, because again, I've not been in them in a while. So let me get my gear on, my smoker lit. Have to get a hat on. We'll keep the sweat out of my eyes and try to get this done before the temp gets over 100, or at least too high into the hundreds. So there you go. There you have it. Let's get started. All right. I guess there's no time like the present. Man, I tell you what, it is hot out here. And let me just tell you, the guardian entrances, I've got more pollen on the ground in front of this hive than I've probably got in the hive. I think maybe next year I'll take these BeeBarns down, do some reconfiguring, and put them back. Because I've got to rethink my entrance. It's not working out. Oh, here we go. Okay, I can tell you this: the hive is busy, and they've got it propolised to the max. I'm going to leave this box intact. It doesn't have any honey in it. They were drawing the comb out, and if I don't find the queen, we'll look into this box. If not, I'm going to leave those girls just the way they are right there. Oh, these frames are slap full of bees and of honey. Holy moly. All right, here we go. Hello, girls. You know what I'll do to try to keep from getting stung? I'll give these girls a little bit of sugar syrup too. There you go. It's just sugar water in a spray bottle there. That should make them happy. Let's see what we can see here. Oh, how am I going to get that frame out? There we go. First look in several months. All right, that is a full frame, at least on this side. Let's see what we have over there. Now, if you see the queen, shout her out. I may not see her. Okay, this frame is fully drawn. We have honey all the way around the outside. And I don't see any eggs on here at all. We do have some bee bread in there, but there's no eggs on this side of the frame. Let's look at the other side. Okay, they're keeping this as a resource frame. There are no eggs or brood at all on this frame. Give you girls something to do. Don't sting the bug farmer. So let me tell you, at least we know that this hive is busy. This was, I think, my weakest hive in the spring. Okay, they still have some frame to draw out there. I still don't see any. Well, I see a little bit of brood right there, down at the bottom. Let's go ahead and put this frame back in. Any bees that I can keep inside the hive, the better. All right, next frame. So the key to going through a hive this big is slow and steady, slow and steady. Okay, this is a brood frame. There's my queen. There's the queen. She just ran through a hole. There she is, right there. She's not marked. Wonder if I should mark her. I could, but I don't need to. She's right there. So the queen is right there. We're gonna go ahead and put this frame away. I don't know whether you can see her. Let's just make sure. Look right there. Going across the bottom. That's a nice frame, a lot of brood on the backside. Put this right back in the hive. Let's see what else we can see. At least we know she's not in the top box. All right, what else do we have here? Okay, another brood frame. Brood on top, stores on the bottom. They are doing the rainbow. Now that queen is obviously a new queen. I expect to see a better brood pattern as we get through this hive. This is older brood. She may be a new queen because the last one that was in here in the spring was marked. Let's see, what else do we have here? I'm just hoping that this brood pattern gets better. I'm expecting, because this is the older brood over here, that the newer brood is going to be on that side, and if this queen is fairly new, she started laying over here and she's working her way across to start filling up maybe the previous queen's frames. Whatever happened to her, I don't know. I can tell you this, that this hive was not this busy last time I was in it. It was not. This has got a nice population. And I really would have thought they would have had more honey than this. But maybe their population was very weak during the flow, and they just got a new queen and she's boosting it right now. But I may need to feed these girls. They've got less nectar than I thought. I do see a lot of eggs and a lot of open brood on here. All right, all right, all right. 2 more frames, and then we will be out of this hive. And I'm going to say that I am going to have to bring a bucket of sugar syrup out here tonight. They are going to need fed. Okay. Another nice frame. We do have brood, we do have food. Same on this side. A lot of bees. And this last one is a food frame. I can see honey all over it. So they are storing food to the outside, as you would expect. Okay, there we go. This is all food. A little bit of brood down there. More food. More food. And let me tell you one thing they're lean on in here. There's not a lot of bee bread in here. All their bee bread is on the ground. That's where their pollen is. That really yanks my chain. I tell you what, I've got to do something about these entrances. I've got these guardian entrances on here, and they cost me so much pollen that it's miserable. Okay. Well, these girls are in there. Life is good for them. We're going to go ahead and close this hive up and move on to the next one. I'm very pleased with what I'm finding, with the exception of the lack of pollen. Sage bee barn complete. We have a queen. We're queen right. We have food. We need pollen. I might give them a pollen patty. I have some of that Hive Alive that they sent me that is still in good shape. I froze it. Hive Alive, if you aren't familiar with the saga, I got some solid pollen patties that were dried out, and that company stood behind their product, and they sent me some brand new ones. I'll never forget them for that, and I'll always use their product now. So it's a great company. If you've not experienced Hive Alive, give them a shot. They've earned my business. I'm sure they can earn yours. Let's see what the Kryo girls have to offer here. Let's get some smoke. We need some smoke for the Kryo girls. They're feisty. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, we have a hive beetle right on top. A dead hive beetle. You know what I don't have with me is my Beetle Sucker 5000. If we run into a hive beetle situation, it's up in the truck. I can go get it. But if you notice, we didn't see any hive beetles at all inside the Sage hive. So there you go. Okay, this hive has got bees and capped honey in the middle 3 frames. Middle 3 frames are capped. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. We're going to look for the queen in the bottom. Now, this is a deep. That's kind of what the Kryo girls do. They work. These are some of the best bees that I've ever had. Okay, there you go. You're down there. Hello, ladies. A little bit of smoke. A little bit of candy. Here you go, enjoy. All right, what do we have here? I never expect anything less than stellar performance from the Kryo girls, because these bees they are that. They're pretty doggone good. Pretty good in the whole scheme of things. Slow and steady, slow and steady. Kryo bees are excitable. are excitable. There we go. What do we have here? Okay, that is a full frame of food. I don't see any brood down there. They are storing honey. So I'm going to assume that this is the same as the last hive, and they're using the outer frame as a resource hive. Yep, we have bee bread and food in there. And I've got Kryo bees on me already. They're in my face. They're in my face. No guards need to jump out. Lick that off of yourself. I'm bringing manna from heaven. Treats from the gods. Sweet rain. Okay, what do we have here? We have brood. All right. Happiness. Oh, and all kinds of scad comb here. Look at this. Cattywampedness. Oh, girls, what are you doing? That's going to the wax melter, ladies. You're getting a little bit too creative there. All right, at least we have brood there. I don't see the queen, but she could be hiding underneath that cattywampus comb because that's what she does. All right, we have more brood there. Don't see the queen on there, but I'm telling you, she's in the hive. We know she's in here. Let's go to the next one. Slow and steady, slow and steady. Clean each other off, ladies. That sweet rain, that sweet manna from heaven. There we go. What do we have here? We have some more brood, some more bees, and some more food. I do not see the queen, but I do see evidence, again, that she is in here. I have larvae and eggs on this frame. Okay, let me look. Don't see the queen on this frame. We're getting close to her, though. The good news is they've got food. They do have some brood. There's more brood. And they don't have any hive beetles. That's important. I only saw the one on the top, and it was I think it was dead. This is been a good year for no hive beetles. There's our queen right there. There she is. She's not painted, and she's kind of small, but there she is. She almost looks like a freshly mated one, but we're going to go ahead and put her down in the hive. And I'm going to say that we're good. I'm getting out before the Kryo girls get crazy. Don't get crazy. Don't do it. While I'm putting this hive away, let's talk a little bit about the Demarays. So overall, my opinion of the Demoray manipulation, the Demoray split is what I call it, but they call it the Demoray manipulation, is that it is a fantastic way to increase your honey production. That part works. I had several hives over there with like 6 or 7 boxes of honey on them. I mean, it was a big deal. Because for the most part, I didn't barely get anything out of this bee yard, maybe 8 boxes. The rest of the boxes came from that bee yard, and all of those hives did not produce. So we're talking 56 boxes. At least 40 of them came from that bee yard with all the hives not producing. That means a lot of the other hives picked up the slack. Because if you remember, I didn't do the Demoray on all of the hives. All of them weren't capable. They didn't have the population at the time I was doing it. So I think I maybe did the Demoray on 6, maybe 7 of those hives and maintained it. And when I say maintained it, I'll tell you more about that when I get to the next hive. Let's go to the purple hive. Okay, so as we get into this hive, we'll talk about what I meant by maintaining it. The good thing about the Demoray manipulation is that you get a lot of honey. The bad thing about it is it is a lot of work. I mean, it is a ton of work. And it would be fine, in my opinion, for the backyard beekeeper. It would be fine if you have 5 or 6 hives and you want to do it. But to do it on a bee yard of 20, that was a bit much. You know, I was getting greedy. I thought, I'm going to do it to all of them. I'm going to get all this honey. And I worked myself to death all summer long. Well, all spring, all season long. Summer just started June 21st, but all spring. During my spring flow, I worked myself to death. And, you know, was it worth the honey? I think that had I just done it the normal way with the 20 hives over there, I still could have pulled 40 boxes, 2 per hive, if I had just, I don't want to say done an early split, but maybe moved the queen and her bees up 1 box. Well, the bees up 1 box and put the queen below, queen excluder on the box right below that, so they could still smell her, but she felt like she had a whole bunch of space. And I think I'll try that next year, because the minute You start separating the queen from her brood, and they think they don't have a queen, and they start generating a queen. Now you're into the hives every week, picking through queen cells. You inevitably miss some. Out of 20 hives, I can't count. I could probably count if I thought about it, but I would say at least 10 of them ended up with queens in the upper box and the lower box. It was challenging. Sometimes I would get a queen in the upper box, the queen in the bottom box would disappear, and then I would have one queen in the top box and all of these hives underneath with honey in them. So that was tough. It was just a constant manipulation. Like that video that we did last week where I had to do an emergency manipulation on those 3 hives, that is exactly how it was to manage the entire bee yard all spring long during the flow. And a lot of it I did when I didn't have the camera running because I had to work. I had to get out there and get it done. But there was a lot of moving around, a lot of lifting boxes. I think one thing I will do next year, even though I probably won't do the Demoray on a lot of hives, I may do it on a few over here. But there's something that I will do, and I will tell you right after we're done going through this box, because I think it's going to be the way that I'm going to approach it going forward. But that's after this box. You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait. We got to get this done. I can't neglect this because I'm sweating out here. Now this hive here has an upper entrance, whereas the other 2 didn't. So it's possible that we're going to see some hive beetles in here. Let's hope not, but it's possible that we will. All right, what do we have here, ladies? What do we have? We have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 frames of honey, maybe 5. Okay, they've got food. Let's take this off. Set it there. Put your inner cover on top of it. Oh, look, all that honey I broke open. That is probably not a good thing. Okay, because I broke all that honey open, we are going to just have a look down in here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this hive is loaded. All I see is honey. Girls, you had 2 supers to fill up. They fill up nothing. This hive is, I'm not going to go into this hive. We've got honey capped on every single frame, bridge comb between, tons of bees everywhere, and broken open honey. If I get into this hive, I'm inviting every other bee in this bee yard into this hive, and I'm not willing to do that. I can tell by the population and by the amount of honey that they've gathered, and that there's still a lot of traffic on the inside of the hive, that this hive is queen right, and we're not even going to go in and check. That's all I need to see. If you think differently, leave it in the comments. If this is the call you would have made, let me know. If you think I should go into this, let me know. I'm gonna call this one, I'm gonna call that one done. We're gonna put this one back together just the way that it was. I think they're gonna have everything they need to get through winter, and it's already in this box. I've already spilled some honey on the lid. Holy moly, I guess they're gonna have to come up and get it. This hive is in great shape. All right, this is Juno. Now, do I want to go through this hive? I don't really want to go through any of these BeeBarns today because you know the situation. But I hope that this hive is in the exact same shape as the other one, and I don't have to. If I can look at it and tell that it's healthy, I'm going to move on because, again, I don't want a robbing situation. My flow is over. It's long gone, and there is nothing in the environment. So if you put some honey out there, they're going to get it. All right, ladies, here we go. Here we go. Oh, this has got a ton of bees in it. A ton. There you go. Give you some food. Here you go. No. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. I'm gonna let you know I'm coming. Oh, this one still has a queen excluder on it. Let me go ahead and remove that queen excluder while I'm in here. And this is a full box of honey. Okay, so they have filled this box. All right, that's good. What with the queen excluder? Oh, I broke open some more honey. Same situation as the last one. Okay, we are going to take the queen excluder off of this. I don't need to keep her down anymore. There we go. I will let them keep their upper entrance. They seem to like it. All right, we are in the exact same situation in this hive as we were in the other hive. All of these frames are full. I can see capped honey all the way at the top. So I'm assuming that we've got, based on the population of bees, the brood down below. And I've even broken open honey on this again, and it's all over the queen excluder. So I'm going to leave this hive as is. I am going to give them their deep back without a queen excluder. problem is I've got all this honey on here and I really don't want to start a robbing situation. I'm gonna have to move this away from the bee yard. Give me a moment to do that. But while we do that, we're going to talk about my plans for next year. And my plans for next year, as far as the Demarays go, well, as far as the manipulation, I'm not going to be doing Demarays, but I am going to be under supering. And you may have heard other beekeepers talk about that. I did that a lot this year. I think Mike Berry was talking about it in one of his videos. And if you haven't checked out Mike Berry or you don't know who he is, which I'm sure you do, jump over to his channel, give him a look. You will enjoy his content. It's very, very good. But under supering is basically every time you add a new super, you take the full supers, you move them off, or if they're 80% full, you move them off, then you put an empty super on the bottom and put the old supers on top. I add one more thing to that. I do seed my new super, so I will take the supers off, put a new super in with maybe 6, or maybe if I'm doing a 10 frame, we're gonna say 8 empty frames and 2 frames that actually have honey on them to draw the bees up into it. And then that's what I do. I under super, and that has proven to get the bees to draw out comb in new supers very, very quickly and start storing honey. That's something that I did this year for the first time, and it worked out spectacularly. All right, now we're in the army hive. And this hive, we're going to be working in the shadows. It's going to be hard to see. I will do what I can in post to try to bring up the exposure when looking into this hive. I can only do so much, but I'll do everything I can. That way you can see the bees. You can see them the way that I see them, or maybe even better if I can do a good enough job. Okay, what do we have here, ladies? Okay, I see food and brood. But I think we can go through this one. There's not a lot of cross comb. Let's give them some smoke to let them know I'm here. If I have any smoke left, there we go. Let's give them a little spray. Let them know I'm bringing manna from heaven, sugar water from the gods. It's raining food on you, ladies, literally. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we have here. Hopefully we have a queen, brood, and all kinds of good stuff. This hive is not very busy at all, to be honest with you. Not a lot going on. We do have some brood in here. And we do have some food, some old queen cups. Let's go ahead and pull those off. Show me some eggs. Oh, that is a bee that they're pulling out. All right, but we do have a little bit of brood on that side and a little bit on this side. Not a whole heck of a lot. This hive is weak, and what I'm not seeing in here is pollen. And maybe that's the situation. Maybe these girls need some pollen. There's not even any on the ground in front of the hive, so they're not finding it. It's almost like they don't have the the numbers to go out and hunt for food. And I've got eggs all over this frame, so I do have a queen in here. But this is sketchy. This is sketch. There's nothing good about this so far unless I run into something nice on the other side of this hive. This hive, I would say, is hanging in there by the hair of its chinny chin chin. But there's not a lot of happiness in here. Some chewed out queen cells. We do have some brood on here, some that's getting chewed out. I think these girls are without pollen. I think that's the problem. They have no bee bread. These girls are going to get a Hive Alive patty today. All right, this whole frame has been laid, but they have no pollen. That's the problem. They've got no pollen to feed to their girls. I'm going to go get them a pollen patty, like right now. I will be right back. It'll be frozen, but it'll cool them down for a moment. All right, so right here is a frozen Hive Alive pollen patty. I'm going to put it on here. It will not take long for it to thaw out. Then they will have some food to start producing real brood. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. This right here. Perfect. All right, they've got what they need. They do have some sugar syrup in there. I'm probably going to feed this one. All right, now for those of you who don't know, this is the area where I got the infamous 23 sting salute. Now, it wasn't this hive, it was the green hive. But that's the tree that I was standing next to. I don't know whether you can even see the tree, but there's a tree right here. I'm touching it, even though you can't see my hand. That's the tree I was standing to when those girls lit me up. And that day was a life lesson. Never go into a beehive without smoking it first. I got so excited about the cameras being on that, hello, that I just jumped into the hive without smoking it. Big mistake. Colossal mistake. This hive has a lot of bees in this upper box. Has no weight to it. So they're not storing food in there. I do have a queen excluder, so that means the queen is down below. Let us see what we can see first. I'm going to rain a little bit of food down on them. A little bit of manna from heaven. Nice sugar rain. That should keep them licking each other and not stinging me. I do see a lot of honey in this box. Let's hope I have some bees in it. Hello, watch out. So I guess the final result of the Demoray is I will not be doing the Demoray at the farm next year. I will not be doing the Demoray on any more than maybe 4 or 5 hives. I may do a Demoray deep dive next year. Maybe we'll just do it to 1 and manage 1 Demoray split throughout the entire season and see how that goes. Maybe that's something that we can do to give everybody a look at all the work that's involved, because it's a ton of work. Okay, this frame is solid food. Oh, and brood at the bottom. Okay, this hive is in great shape already. They've got a ton of brood, and on the other side they have a ton of food. This has all been laid. Milk brood and larva on this side. We have a nice tight pattern over on this side. I'm not going to hold it too long because I'm going to set it down. I'm going to give these girls some more syrup. They're guarding what they've got, and I don't blame them. Everybody have some of that. Have some of that. Tasty stuff. No need to go after the bug farmer. Don't go after me. There we go. Keep them quiet. It's easy to do when you have a bottle of sugar water. You just spray them and they get nice and docile. Here we go. Oh, another beautiful frame of brood on this side and on this side. So do I see the queen? No, but oh look, that sun came out just in time. What a beautiful, beautiful frame. I don't know whether you can see that or not. Look at that. Gorgeous. I don't see the queen, but the other side is the exact same thing. Just a gorgeous frame. Nice tight brood pattern. All right. This queen is killing it. If I wanted to, I guess I could take a frame from here and put it next door, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. I want to see if that hive can repair itself. Again, I think next year these BeeBarns are going to go in for some maintenance. I'm going to be removing the guardian altogether because I have a lot of pollen on the ground in front of this hive. Okay, another frame loaded with brood, loaded with food. These girls have everything they need. A lot of bee bread on this side. Every frame is like this, folks. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up because these girls have what they need. I'm going to go ahead and drop this one in the 3rd position, even though I should probably put it back where it was. I just confused the queen. Put it right back in the 3rd position. I think they'll be fine with it. There you go. And we didn't see any hive beetles, which was fantastic. They're in good shape now. There we go. All right, excellent. All right, well, there you go, the end of another adventure. Now, we did manage to accomplish all of our goals today. We got through all of the bee barns, and they're mostly in pretty good shape. I mean, the Army Hive, it's got some work. I'm not going to be robbing from Peter to pay Paul. I'm not going to steal resources out of any other hive and move them into the Army Hive. We're going to try to bring that one back to life the natural way by giving them what they need, food and pollen sub, and that should get them moving right along. We also finally did get to talk about the Demoray manipulation. My recommendation is that if you have a few hives in your backyard, go ahead and do the Demoray on them. Give it a shot. It will produce a lot of honey, but it is a ton of work. It's constant management, constant manipulation, constantly looking for queens, constantly looking for queen cells, moving brood around the box, taking it out of the bottom, moving it to the top. I did have problems, and I didn't talk about this out there, but I'll tell you right here, with the girls storing all of the food in the brood nest this year. But as you can see, that also happened in this bee yard, so it may have something to do with environmental factors down here in the south, because maybe the queen remembers what happened last year when there was no flow at all in the spring, and they're trying to keep all the food near. I don't know. But both bee yards, both the one that I did the Demarays on over the farm, and here, the girls stored their nectar down in the brood box this year. Other than that, everything is fantastic and right with the world. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. If you have something to say, by all means, please comment. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, take a moment, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell to be notified of my new content. I do try to drop a video every Friday. We try to keep it light and have fun. So with all that said, be happy, and I will see you next week. Take care.